So, it's no secret that I watch a lot of movies. I've made a couple of compilations doing several movie reviews in one video. I call them movie dumps. They actually do very well. This may surprise you, but I also watch a lot of TV shows. So I figured, why not review a bunch of TV shows in one video that I've recently watched and take myself a big old TV dump. Sounds like a good time to me, so let's do it. Let's go ahead and take that dump. Pam and Tommy. This is about the infamous sex tape that was released in the 90s featuring Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Now, I wasn't really informed about how that tape was made public. So luckily, this series goes into those details of how it was stolen, how it impacted those involved, as well as how it was portrayed in the media and to the public. Definitely an interesting story that is worthy of a mini-series. I wouldn't go a full 8 episodes with it though. Seth Rogen plays the dude that actually stole the tape and released it to the public. And frankly, I didn't really sympathize with his character or give a shit about what happened to him. There was just way too much time focused on that side of it and that viewpoint and that character's perspective. And after a while, it just felt redundant. Seth Rogen is an awesome comedic actor. But when you give him a serious role, he just kind of mumbles and makes a serious face. I don't think Seth Rogen's that good of a serious actor.
Well, I stole the tape and Tommy deserved it and
It's just not good. Sebastian Stan and Lily James were perfect as Pam and Tommy. I was most interested in their story and the conflict that they faced. I wish I had more of that and less of the other shit, the Seth Rogen shit. Tighten it down to 6 episodes and it'd be much better. I think they did a great job capturing the 90s too. They weren't all up in your face with the 90s shit, it just was the 90s. And that felt nostalgic sometimes, and I like that. It really is fucked up what happened to this couple because they are 2 public figures, but something private of theirs was stolen and just displayed to the public, and they just had to take it. There was nothing they could do. And this story tells us all about it. Side note, Lily James as Pam Anderson was wearing prosthetic boobs the whole time. So when those get revealed in the show in certain scenes, you're like, what the hell? It kind of reminds me of the first time that you see Total Recall. You know? Cheer! I'm gonna keep it short and sweet with cheer. Sometimes it's the most intense, heart attack inducing show that I've ever seen. Other times, it's just laughable. I think it's nuts how some of these students risk their physical and mental health for just a shred of acknowledgement and possible success. Either way, if you start watching Cheer, you will be hooked the entire time. It's also very, very well produced. The Morning Show! Season 1 of The Morning Show. It was great. You got Steve Carell, a piece of shit morning show host that gets caught up in cancel culture, gets canceled, he gets fired, he's out. That leaves an opening for a new co-host to host the show with Jennifer Aniston. Reese Witherspoon's character fills that spot with her unconventional realism. And boom! You got a new morning show hosted by 2 kick-ass powerful women. It also dives into the politics of producing a daily show like that. And I was a big fan of that aspect. Season 1 ends on a huge note and should have stopped there. But then they decided to make a second season, and that was very underwhelming. In season 2, they changed specific qualities of the characters that I quite liked from season 1. So they're just literally changing who these characters are in front of our eyes. Also, in season 2, they focused too much on Steve Carell's canceled character. In Italy. Has nothing to do with any morning show. He's just pouting in Italy, being canceled. I don't give a shit, dude. That was dumb. Wasn't into it. They took a good thing and they ruined it with a poorly written second season. The acting across the board in both seasons is still great though. I'd say check out Morning Show Season 1. Don't bother with Season 2. Okay? Euphoria! This is one of the best shows in the last 10 years, and I'm fucking serious about that. Right now, people are giving it a lot of shit, and usually, in the long run, that means it was a great show. People had a lot of issues with The Sopranos when it came out. People had a lot of issues with The Wire when it came out. What do people think about those shows now? Yes, it is about high school teens. These characters are young and dumb. The fact that it takes place in a high school, I don't really care about that. That's just a setting. The setting isn't the show. The show is about these characters that happen to be in a high school. It has a way of fleshing out and developing characters and making every character unique in a way that I've never seen before. I found myself hating some characters, but still loving them because they were written so well. You got this guy, Nate. He's a horrible, horrible person, okay? But he's my favorite character because he's written so well. He's the perfect villain, and he's a total psychopath. Nate's dad in the show. He has arguably the best character arc in the entire show. Yep, there is some awkward sex stuff. Yeah, there's some hard to watch drug shit. But it all works within this narrative that pushes boundaries to tell a great story. It's also creative as fuck. It's an inspiring show to watch. I don't know if I've ever seen a show with so much creativity. Some of that creativity is inspired by great movies and great shows, and it pays tribute to them. Love Euphoria. Great fucking show. Fantastic characters. Season 1, shock value, character introduction. Season 2, character development and payoff. If you can't handle that first season, I understand. Some people just aren't hardcore enough to handle that shit. But I'm telling you, it's worth the ride. Peacemaker! Big fan of the Suicide Squad by James Gunn. Now he took the Peacemaker and threw him into his own HBO show. I had no idea what to expect, and what a show it was. This is a character study that gets way deeper than we ever asked for. And in the end, you get this really well-developed character arc for this big, dumb John Cena character. We also got a lot of new characters to join the party. And with James Gunn, this show is exactly what you're looking for. It's violent, it's funny, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it also has plenty of heartwarming moments. And that makes for an overall good experience. The last episode is amazing. There's some unbelievable cameos in that episode. It was unexpected and I really liked how it turned out. John Cena brings Ryan Reynolds levels of commitment to this character. And somehow, it totally works. And he's fucking great. I liked Peacemaker a lot. It's a great show. Book of Boba Fett. I thought it was fine. I heard a lot of mean things that I thought for sure were justified. Some other mean things, not so much. I really liked the earlier episodes. I really liked the Mandalorian episodes. I was not a fan of Boba Fett himself. They take this character that's been mysterious for years and years and years, and they developed him in a way that took away his cool factor. Like, the cool factor that Mando has is the cool factor that Boba Fett should have. And I just wasn't impressed. My expectations for Star Wars are space laser battles, cool creatures, fun characters. And I pretty much got that. So I was more than satisfied by the end. I had low expectations that were met. I will continue to watch Star Wars stuff on Disney+. Murderville. Will Arnett plays a homicide detective that needs to solve a murder. Every episode, he gets a new celebrity as his new partner. These celebs are not given a script to the show, so they just have to go along with it and improvise. And they actually do set up murder cases with clues and everything. Every episode does solve a murder mystery. I think that the concept of this show is hysterical. And only a few episodes were actually hysterical, but they were all fun to watch. Kamal Nanjiani was by far my favorite episode. If you need a good laugh, check out Murderville. FYI, I also watch all those love reality shows. Love Island, Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, Joe Millionaire. If you guys are down, I would be willing to make a separate video about those shows. I'm very fond of the stupid love shows. Let me know down below. Okay, that's it. I think that's all the shows I've watched recently. Good dump, everyone. Good dump. See ya. Subscribe.